What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Toxin Lounge. Today we got a reaction of Death Battle, actually. And yes, Zero actually suggested this one.
I didn't really.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, no, I didn't. All I said was
Technic-
they released a new video, and you said we're gonna react to it.
Technically, that's you making a suggestion. But either way, we got Yuji versus Denji. Zero, who you think gonna win this fight?
If they nerf you,
You couldn't end down, my boy.
I said if they nerf Yuji, Denji would probably win. But if they don't nerf Yuji, Yuji has a bigger chance of winning if they use his Modulo ability.
So you're going with Yuji?
It's in the middle for me.
I'm gonna say Yuji because I've never seen Chainsaw Man, so I'm a little biased. But anyway, let's begin.
Say your prayers.
Yuji versus Denji.
The Vessel of Sukuna versus the Chainsaw Man.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. If Yuji Itadori was one thing, he was strong. As his grandfather lay dying, he made Yuji promise to help others and not to die alone.
A promise Yuji would keep by joining Jujutsu High, a school
Damn, this nigga's 83?
Yes.
Damn, Yuji
for
look good for your
up-and-coming
age.
sorcerers training to rid the world of
Okay,
curses.
it was revealed
Essentially
in
monsters manifested by humanity's fears, hatreds, and anxieties.
Just one problem for Yuji.
But he
Unlike
will
everybody
never
else,
age,
he
no
didn't
matter
have
what.
a magical curse
That's why
technique.
he
Oh no,
died probably
he had
dead.
something way worse.
After consuming a cursed finger, like a literal finger, Yuji became possessed by its original owner, the King of Curses, Ryomen Sukuna, the most powerful sorcerer in history.
And Yuji's willpower was the only thing holding Sukuna back from controlling his body, killing everything in sight, and taking over the world.
So Yuji got to know his surly new roommate, and perhaps one day he would show him a kinder, gentler path.
A classic shonen hero's journey if I've ever heard one. Yuji would track down and nosh on the rest of Sukuna's cursed fingers before they caused any more trouble.
Fulfilling his late grandfather's wish to use his strength in service of others, surrounded by friends.
Helps that he's getting a first-rate education from the strongest sorcerer alive today, Gojo.
Gojo would teach Yuji to harness and manipulate the absolutely absurd amount of cursed energy he inherited from Sukuna.
Cursed energy is basically like evil ki, and Yuji can use it to see invisible curses and enhance his already superhuman strength and martial arts skills he learned from his gramps, making him
Okay,
a
so far,
monster
so
in close
good.
quarters combat.
Yuji knows Taido, a Japanese martial art derived from Okinawan karate. It focuses on agility and flexibility with the inclusion of spins, twists, tumbles, drops, rolls, and fleet footwork.
Which he combines with jujutsu techniques like Divergent Fist. Yuji strikes an enemy so fast that his cursed energy takes a second to catch up, hitting his opponent twice and messing up their rhythm.
By perfecting that timing and applying cursed energy within 1 microsecond of a hit, Yuji can achieve the Black Flash, increasing the power of his hit by a factor of 2.5. A feat that would require reaction speeds nearly 1,000 times faster than sound.
It's basically impossible to do at will. You're so in the zone when you pull it off that it fully restores your cursed energy and boosts your output to 120%.
Yuji's Black Flashes are so strong in particular, the author himself stated that 5 in a row would have been enough to instantly kill the special grade curse, Jogo.
Who did this? And this? And this?
How many has Yuji ever done in a row, you ask? 7.
And that's not even the nastiest thing about Yuji's punches.
Because another soul resides in his body, Yuji learned how to target the soul itself, doing damage to opponents who could normally regenerate from his hits.
Yeah, this pink-haired brat was a jujutsu prodigy, perfect for Gojo's dream. You see, it's lonely at the top, and Gojo wanted to train a crop of pupils powerful enough to share the burden of reforming Jujutsu society.
Until one fateful battle when Gojo was sealed away and Sukuna took over Yuji's body. Then proceeded to
Man, free my nigga Gojo.
He will get freed.
Free my nigga Gojo.
He will be freed soon. They just have to Jacob ladder.
Man, soon ain't good enough.
Nigga, just wait.
to, well, commit that whole mass murder thing he was always going on about.
Yeah,
I can barely
turns
hear
out
this damn
Sukuna's
joke.
evil. Like, really, really, totally, completely, irredeemably evil.
Okay,
And
that's a
it
little
also
better.
turns out that every twist and turn in Yuji's life was orchestrated by the body-hopping sorcerer Kenjaku in order to resurrect Sukuna and bring about the curse apocalypse.
In Yuji's eyes, something he was completely responsible for. And so, having failed his grandfather, Yuji's outlook shifted.
No longer would he fight to protect others, but to kill curses.
And after Sukuna hopped bodies into Yuji's best pal Megami, the King of Curses became numero uno on Yuji's shit list.
Yuji's defeated powerful disaster curses like Hanami and Mahito, survived being slammed so hard he cratered the earth, and is comparable to sorcerers like Maki, who tanked getting rammed through entire mountain ranges.
Dang, Maki,
Yuji
that's
also
people
learned
told
how to
you.
use super advanced abilities like reverse curse technique to heal himself from crazy damage. Like getting his torso shredded into chili. Ugh.
And in some other sorcerers' cases, even regrowing lost limbs.
No, it takes a lot of energy to regenerate blood. So after going on a cursed object feeding frenzy, he learned how to manipulate his own blood to speed up his healing. Or fire it like a blood beam. A poisonous blood beam.
All of that combined made Yuji just tough enough to finally take on the King of Curses. Although greatly weakened after his victory against Gojo,
Rip. Literally.
Sukuna was still the de facto strongest being alive. But after hitting him with a Black Flash, Yuji actually copied Sukuna's main ability.
Gojo's plan all along.
This was Shrine. With it, Yuji can slice apart any surface he touches, an enemy's flesh, the ground beneath him, even the boundary between two souls in one body. Enough hits can even cause those two souls to separate.
Like a souped up version of his normal punches.
Even better, Yuji finally gained access to the most powerful weapon in any sorcerer's arsenal, a domain expansion.
Basically, a pocket dimension created by the sorcerer where their ability will hit no matter what. No contact needed. If you're trapped in Yuji's domain, you're getting sliced to ribbons.
With all his power and training and righteous fury, Yuji severed Sukuna's soul from Megami's body, freeing his friend from the demon's clutches. But not before offering Sukuna one last chance at redemption.
Which he rejected before dying because, well, evil. Leaving Yuji to grow into one of the most fearsome sorcerers in history.
Turns out the cursed objects that Yuji consumed made him part cursed and slowed his aging to a giving him decades of training and battle experience.
He's mastered blood manipulation, can pull off black flashes at will, and shredded entire cities apart with Shrine. Just like Gojo and Sukuna before him, he became the strongest.
But what actually makes someone truly strong? For Sukuna, it was the power to stand alone atop all others. But to Yuji, it was the opposite.
The only reason he had survived as long as he had was because of the mercy and sacrifice of his friends.
So Yuji brought together friends and allies, new and old, to create a world eventually free from curses entirely, fulfilling not just Gojo's wish, but his grandfather's as well.
Because if Yuji Itadori was one thing, he was strong.
Okay, so they did
Wiz,
bring
if
in
there are two
Go ahead, buddy.
that might. So with the fact that they just mentioned Medulla Itadori, that means we might be seeing him with his Medulla ability on JJK ability, maybe, but it's not confirmed.
Hmm. Sound like your decision has shifted a bit, buddy.
No, I'm still in the middle because Chainsaw Man that action.
Well, let's hear this
Denji might-
analysis for Denji.
truths in this world, two universal constants, it's these. Life sucks and then you die.
Especially for the young boy, Denji.
Who was so poor and unlucky, he doesn't even know his last name.
With an alcoholic father forever indebted to the Yakuza, and a diet consisting of whatever garbage he could get his hands on, all Denji had in this world was his dog, Pochita.
Who happened to have a chainsaw sticking out of his face. Really putting the tear in Terrier.
Pochita wasn't an actual dog, obviously. He was a devil. Monstrous superpowered beings literally from hell that are created by and represent humanity's worst fears. In Pochita's case, literally the personification of chainsaws.
Oh, he's so cute. Who would be afraid of chainsaws? They're the most versatile tool in the world. Perfect for jumping trees, opening cans, massacring your foes.
Apparently, Pochita had no problem with that last part as he and Denji hunted down and killed his devil brethren.
It's a tough job, but when selling your testicles won't pay off your dad's debts, it'll do.
That is, until Denji was cornered and forced to learn about those two universal constants. Life sucks, and then you die.
But sometimes, if you're really unlucky, there's a third option.
Born from his and Pochita's contract, a literal deal with the devil, Pochita would become one with Denji's body in exchange for Denji to live a happy life.
And so the two fused into a half-human, half-devil hybrid, the Chainsaw Man, aka a one-man, blood-soaked devil-slaying machine. The perfect candidate for the public safety devil hunters, led by this piece of work. With nothing controlling him but his raging teenage hormones, Denji would battle all of devil kind in the hopes of one day getting laid.
And he was a natural at killing, not
That's
getting laid.
literally
As
his
the
name.
Chainsaw Man, Denji can
Get
slice
laid
through just about anything
live the life of
generate new chainsaws
teammate.
from any surface of his body.
Or swing him around on massively long chains. Oh man, that's so cool.
It helps that Denji is incredibly powerful, capable of lifting and throwing cars, surviving being blasted through several buildings, and moving way faster than the eye can see.
And if he happens to get torn apart by some ornery devil, no biggie, because he can regenerate from just about anything.
Denji has survived being sliced to pieces, having his head torn off, being dipped in demonic stomach acid for hours, and even getting his heart ripped out.
Haven't we all? Chainsaw Man didn't regenerate his heart. Oh no, his heart regenerated a Chainsaw Man.
Even separating Denji and Pochita won't stop them. When Denji was stuck in this alternate dimension, he and Pochita still possessed a metaphysical connection.
With their stomachs.
While his healing factor can be overtaxed, all he needs to do is drink some blood and he's back to full health.
And considering that chainsawing devils apart is basically an infinite blood exploit, he almost never runs out, only limited by the violence-induced psychotic frenzy he enters in combat.
Well, he's not actually crazy. Denji might be, okay, definitely is an under-socialized moron led by his dick, but he's surprisingly clever in combat.
Almost always thinking outside the box and coming up with so dumb they're brilliant strategies to take on devils that should be too strong for him.
In short, Denji was the perfect soldier and was rewarded for his efforts with something that began to resemble a happy life. Aki, the stern older brother, Power, the bratty younger sister, and Makima, his boss and the girl of his dreams.
All Denji had to do to finally score with that dead-eyed redhead was to kill the most fearsome devils in existence, like the Typhoon Devil who created a massive hurricane, or the Bomb Devil who could blow up most of a city, or the Gun Devil who could travel around the world and kill over 1 million people in about 5 minutes.
But, plot twist, he had to kill Makima too, because she was secretly the Control Devil, one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Everything she told Denji was a lie. The happy life he created, the family he made, all of it was designed to be torn down.
All with one goal: to force Denji to break his contract with Pochita and become her servant. Order 66ing every devil she didn't like. But when Denji did break, Pochita took over.
Now, Pochi might look cute and cuddly, but the Chainsaw Devil is one of the strongest and scariest dudes in the universe, capable of tearing through hordes of devil hybrids like nothing.
More than enough to give Denji his opening to beat Makima by cutting her up into sashimi and eating her whole. A very similar solution to the Chainsaw Devil's most powerful ability.
Anything Pochita eats gets deleted from existence. Yeah, like it never happened in the first place.
Basically,
World War
if you
II,
fear a
gone.
certain
AIDS, nada.
yeah.
Nuclear frickin' bombs.
Pochita
a
was
light,
eaten
tasty afternoon
from
snack. Thank you
distance.
very much. Forgive me, chainsaws. I knew not your power.
He also ate the Death Devil. Yes, Denji ate death, which means no one on Earth could die.
Oh, you think that's messed up? Let's talk about his next romance, Asa.
A sweet, shy, awkward girl, perhaps Denji's one true love, except for the fact that she shares a body with Makima's sister, Yoru, the War Devil.
Who herself is in love with the greatest warmonger of them all, the United States of America.
And Yoru was determined to use her love of the USA to drown the world in a ceaseless hurricane of blood.
Denji, buddy, you ever considered maybe switching to guys or something? Because every single woman you meet has tried to kill you.
It was in Denji's climactic battle with the War Devil that his and Pochita's bond finally matured, giving Denji full control of the Chainsaw Devil's power. A kind of Denji man, I guess.
Which he used to kick the War Devil's ass. And she was no joke, strong enough to shoot Pochita from across the globe with a near light speed 2-ton bullet from the goddamn Statue of Liberty. Better yet, Yoru was so powerful she turned Oregon into a sword. Yes, the state of Oregon. Crumple the entire landmass into a blade, fly it over to Japan, and swing it at Denji. And he matched its power.
She also threw the American flag at him.
Yep.
The one on the moon. You know, the moon in space.
Oh, pause
In
it real
seconds.
quick. You want to know
And he
something
dodged
crazy?
With the whole world
Sure. Educate me in the
If the-
comment section.
If the War Devil was supposed to actually
You're cutting it
them
out, but
into a what? If the War Devil was to create a bond with somebody, like get real close to them, maybe lover or best friend kind of type, she can turn them into a weapon themselves. So that means, imagine you're dating her, and she's in a dire situation. You can't do your head or any kind of your limbs will get ripped off and turned into a weapon.
we're gonna move on.
literally falling apart.
I feel like
Pochita
I
realized that
disturbed
becoming
him.
Chainsaw Man made Denji's dream for a normal life impossible.
Something Denji was always too stubborn and selfish to realize until it was too late.
So Pochita did what any good dog would do. Eat himself and erase the Chainsaw Devil from existence, creating a new world without him and leaving Denji just Denji.
But maybe all this time, Denji was enough. Being Chainsaw Man could not save his loved ones, but being Denji could.
Because sure, life sucks and then yeah, you'll die. But while you're stuck in between, chasing your dreams with your buds can help make life worth living. All right, the battle's about to start. But first, pitch calls are back. Yep. Hey, I'm Chad, the voice of Boomstick. And we've reopened.
Man, that was a waste of a perfectly good burger.
I swear.
Oh no! You're fine, you're fine! This wasn't my fault! I've never felt such weird cursed energy like his before. Say your prayers! You're a chainsaw curse? Oh no! I'm the hero doll! Kicker of asses! Magnet to chicks! Half man, half devil! Chainsaw man! Let's finish this! Chainsaw instant death technique!
Oh, you motherfucking bitch. Black flag.
Batter up, pink-haired punk-ass bitch!
This shit is so laggy for me.
Wait for it.
Damn.
I realized you had two cursed energy sources in one body, so I separated them. Speaking of...
What? Pause the video real quick.
Domain expansion. You messed up, baby! Pochita and I are brothers! You'll never keep us apart!
In this sense, I want to say you will win.
Domain expansion. Huh?
Oh,
Finally got you to stop moving! See? We can be smart too, huh? Punk ass bitch. Flash. Shrine.
Yeah, I think I made the right call too. If he's not targeting Denji's soul, then I can't
and a
stand it.
curse. Brothers. You don't see that every day.
Well, shit.
All right, Pochita.
They fucking nerfed Yuji.
KO! If Yuji Itadori was one thing, he
They
was
nerfed
strong.
his ass. You can
Just
tell.
not
You
strong
can
enough
tell
today.
that
Let's
they
break
nerfed.
this down into 4 chapters. Their speed, skill, abilities, and
No
power.
way you
First off, who was
that
faster?
fucking
Yuji's
terrible.
greatest speed feat is the Black Flash. In order to apply cursed energy within 1 microsecond of a strike,
dislike
I'm
Yuji
not
would have to
fucking
move
playing.
and react at over 900
I'm not
times the
playing.
speed of
Yuji
sound.
would not lose
Insanely
that
fast.
fight.
But remember
They
that time
nerfed his
Denji
ass.
dodged
They
that flag that
mentioned
Yoru summoned from the
Modulo
moon?
Itadori,
You know,
and
the
they
one that's over
killed-
200,000 miles away?
They just
Considering
fucked
Denji's
Yuji.
position from start to impact, all while in the midst of a fast-paced battle, this must have happened in a matter of seconds.
We'll lowball it and say 10, though it'd probably have to be faster to use against Denji in a fight.
This means the flag must have been moving over 12% the speed of light.
Over 100 times faster than the Black Flash.
Now, Yuji has gotten significantly stronger since his adolescence, but we know for a fact that in Jujutsu Kaisen, relativistic speeds are something humanity has explicitly not yet achieved.
So it's pretty clear that Denji takes speed.
However, Yuji has made a career out of going up against enemies far out of his league by relying on his skill.
And what a career it's been! He defeated the King of Curses all before he was even an adult, and he continued to train and master his jujutsu techniques for decades.
Whereas Denji, while certainly a clever, unorthodox fighter, would often get by due to his sheer stubbornness and durability more than anything else.
With Yuji's greater experience and martial arts combined, he was definitely the more skilled fighter.
What wasn't as clear-cut was who had the better abilities.
Specifically, how well they can cut each other and how well they can heal from being cut. So I guess it's their cut ability.
Both could survive pretty insane wounds, though
Thank
Denji's
you.
devil healing factor was superior.
The most Yuji has ever healed were some big slashes against his stomach.
And while other similarly powerful sorcerers like Gojo could regenerate lost limbs, Denji could regenerate almost all of his body from a single cord pull. That being said, Yuji's soul targeting attacks have done lasting damage against those with superior healing like Mahito.
Not just that, but literally splitting 2 souls apart. That's how he beat Sukuna, and he could potentially do the same thing to break apart Denji and Pochita.
However, it's not so simple. Sukuna was already severely weakened at the time, and it took Yuji several hits to separate him and Megumi.
And on top of that, even if Denji and Pochita were split up, we know they keep a metaphysical connection when apart. In fact, they were split up when they were fighting Makaba, and they had no problem rejoining. No reason they couldn't do it again here.
However, Denji's healing factor isn't unlimited. He'll need blood to heal eventually, and the range and speed of Yuji's slashes would force Denji to tank them to get up close.
Even if he could, Yuji's healing factor wouldn't last nearly as long against Denji's chainsaws. But then Yuji could back off, Denji chase him, and so on.
Like an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object, neither had a clear edge in cut ability.
So what it ultimately came down to was power. Who could do the most damage and wear the other guy down first?
Yuji slicing apart an entire city is one of the most impressive feats in all of Jujutsu Kaisen. By measuring the clouds of dust created in his attack's wake, we can estimate he launched over 5.5 million tons of debris into the air. That kind of force is equivalent to over 3 megatons of TNT, comparable to a hydrogen bomb.
But unfortunately for Yuji, while he could cut apart a city, Denji was Oregon level.
The state of Oregon is the 9th largest in the Union by total area, nearly 100,000 square miles. By estimating its volume, Yoru compressed a mass weighing over 750 trillion tons. One swing from that sword would hit with an energy of over 30,000 megatons of TNT.
Which is like 10,000 hydrogen bombs. And not only did Denji survive a swing, he straight up overpowered it. That's insanely strong, but not inconsistent. Like the time Yoru fired that globe-spanning near-light-speed bullet from the Statue of Liberty.
Sure, Yuji's citywide dismantle was done casually, but so was Yoru crumpling Oregon. Yuji's dismantles would need to be 1,000,000% stronger to do significant damage to Denji.
Especially with Denji's OP healing factor too.
Denji takes the final edge in power. All Denji needed was one good hit to finish the fight, and with his far greater speed, it was only a matter of time.
What can I say, Yuji? Denji's just got that dog in him.
The winner is Denji, the Chainsaw Man.
I want to call.
That is
Time on Death Battle.
that is
Let's
so
see
much
what's next on Death
bullshit.
Battle.
Denji.
Subscribe and join as a member to see
Sentry
more
versus
Death Battle.
Superboy
Superboy
Thanks for watching.
Prime.
So you're giving it to Superboy Prime?
Nigga, Superboy Prime is much stronger than man him. And bro wouldn't need that full power.
Well, we just gonna have to wait and see. You know how Death Battle is. So.
I still hold a grudge against him for that blade.
Oh, I know. I saw what you said in the damn server.
They knew damn well Blade would have won. You're gonna mention somebody Billy
Well,
current
with that,
forms
well,
of a
well,
fucking
well. With
series or
that being,
comic?
with that being said, like and comment for what you want us to react to next. I am going to end this recording before Zero goes on a long rant on how much he hates Death Battle for Cuck and Blade. Until the
Nigga, they
next
did
reaction.
more than just cuck Blade.